Hey, welcome to today's live stream, guys.
Hi guys.
Happy that you stopped by. Today you have me here, Ja, with Michiel.
Again, me.
Again, yeah, you were here last week as well. So,
yeah, definitely. With Ruud. We had a technical stream last week.
But now we have brought the average age down quite a bit. So we're gonna have some. We're gonna have a lot of fun today.
You're being rude to Ruud.
Nah, I mean it will be the same case for Eric. So yeah. I hope you guys are doing well, and of course COVID is still not over, so even though it looks like we're sitting next to each other, for those of you who have just joined and doesn't know, we're not really sitting next to each other, so there's quite some distance between us. So of course we're staying safe. I hope you stay safe as well, and let's have a lot of fun today. So what are we gonna do today? We have two great brand new desktops for you right here that I'm going to demolish throughout the stream. Not literally, but I'm gonna benchmark. We're gonna show you the ins
Tear
and
them
outs,
apart,
and show you how to upgrade, what's going on inside, and of course do many gameplays. Because later we'll have Metro Exodus, the enhanced edition gameplay, in which we also benchmark the PC with, also with Resident Evil Village, and a bonus. It's not really a game, it's like a game bundle that includes many other games. One hint is that it's going to be about something like arcade back in the days.
That was the Eurovision
Old
winner
school.
from 2 years ago, right?
So yeah, plenty of gameplays coming up, and also of course we have giveaways actually for today, because right here, if you go to msi.com/2/insider and perform as many actions as you want, well, the more you do, the more chances you have of winning one of the Steam wallet codes. We have more to give away, so don't worry if you didn't win on the first few tries, there's more to come. And definitely try to check out the loyalty bonus, because the more you watch our weekly live stream, the more loyalty bonus you build up, and the more chances you have, actually extra chances that you have at winning one of the giveaways for today. And later, besides the Steam wallet code giveaway, we'll also have a bonus giveaway for 2 lucky winners. What that is, you will have to find out later in the stream.
Many giveaways this week.
Of course, and guys, for the best experience, we will recommend you to join our Twitch or YouTube live stream, because we're streaming on several platforms. And especially if you're watching Facebook or Periscope, no, I think it's just Facebook. If you want to make use of our live chat, definitely you have to check out the other channels, because we won't be able to read your chat if you're posting it on Facebook.
Also on YouTube and Twitch, once every 5 minutes, the bot will also put a link directly to the Gleam giveaway.
Exactly. And if you type next week, you will also get the topic for next week.
Spoilers.
Okay. Of course, what are we doing here today? Today we're here because of the 2 brand new gaming desktops. So right here, the big boy, we have the Infinite X, 11th generation, right here.
Ooh, plastic still on there.
Yep, still plenty to peel. So,
peeling incoming.
Yeah, we're gonna have some fun, of course. Per usual, for this live stream, we always do the peeling, of course, whenever
with ASMR
there's something to peel. And the other one, this one, it hasn't been on the stream for quite.
You're moving it to my
some
side.
time
Does that
now.
mean that I can take it? Because it's a tiny system, and I always follow it
Yep.
off with tiny systems.
Right off the bat, you will see that obviously this is still in the box. Now, why is it still in the box? Just to show you guys how big it is, because even though with all the protection foam in there and all the accessories and stuff, the box itself is still not bigger than a regular size mid-tower Infinite X right here. So this one really is a very small form factor gaming desktop. So how big is it really? Let me just get some room here. So, all the goodies. So we have a foot right here. And of course, the desktop itself. This is about it. So from the outside, it still has the protection layer over it. So it looks like a very slim shoebox. that's actually about the size of it. Okay, let me put
That's a
this
small shoebox, and I
down.
don't think my shoes can fit in there.
Well, what size do you have?
I think it's the 43.
43. Oh, we have the same size.
Ooh.
That is all. It is small.
Nigerian
slim,
says in Twitch chat,
like
looks
that.
like a console. This looks much better than a console, right?
Well, you know, not to, let's say not to be disrespectful towards consoles, but consoles do wish they have this kind of power packed inside. But of course, more about this in a
PC
moment.
Gaming Master Race.
If I now have like the wick with the wind blowing.
Thank
Not
you,
sure if
Shikes.
everybody knows
He
about
says
that
it looks
meme,
way
but,
better than a console.
Good. Somebody has spoke.
Just getting comfortable.
So, today's main stars, these two bad boys. Now, this one is, of course, the Infinite X, and here we have the MPG. Well, this is the MEG and this is the MPG. So here we have the MPG Trident 311s. Well, the last time I think the Trident 3 got on the live stream was about like 2 years ago, where I filled it with
been a while,
water. If I remember correctly, because I took all the parts out of it and then tried to see, you know, just how many liters water can actually fit in there. It's about 4.7.
We did a live volume measurement of that one. I remember that live stream.
Yep. So yeah, today really the return of the brand new Trident 3 11th generation. Now, if you want to have a regular size mid-tower sized gaming desktop, you'll go to our Infinite lineups. You know, especially looking at 11th gen. So here we have the Infinite X, which is a, as you can see, mid-tower side gaming desktop. But what's packed in here is really, well, the highest configuration that you can get at this moment. So that is this model right here. And if I zoom out a little bit, for our Infinite lineup and our Trident lineup, well, both of them you can of course get high configurations or a little bit lower or entry configurations. Now, the biggest difference between our Infinite lineup and our Trident lineup is the size. So I think especially if you have watched many of our live streams, or if you just kept track of our, you know, of our products, you know that in our Trident lineup, the hero model, like really the big star, is the Trident X. And that one is, it's a bit taller, it's a bit thicker, but it's still quite small, only 10 liters. That one also packs the highest configuration possible right now, like an Intel 11 900K with RTX 3090. The same case here. So here we also have the 11 900K with RTX 3090. So really the maximum gaming performance that you can require, well, that you can ask from a PC for now. And that's what's inside here. And obviously, well, of course, if you don't want to have that kind of configuration, you know, for you know, any, well, handful of reasons that you might not want to have it, we also have, of course, other configurations for you. So you can also opt for a i7 version or a 3070 or a 3060. And if size is really something that you really well, emphasize, that's where you have to go for a Trident. If you want to have a smaller size desktops, you want to save some space on your desk, you want to travel around a lot with it, or you just think that it looks really sleek, because the size really is quite deceptive. It packs so much gaming power in such a small size. Well, one can appreciate that. But if you want to have a regular size, that's when you have to go to our Infinite lineup, as well as our Aegis. If you're familiar with it, our Aegis is also the mid-tower size gaming desktops lineup. But in the Infinite, we'll have many more choices for you. So, let me just compare these two size-wise, just to give you a good idea of
Comment
what
in
are we talking
YouTube
about
chat,
here.
size matters. Yeah, if a girl tells you that size doesn't matter, she's lying.
Are we going into that direction?
For sure. We're still talking PCs, right?
Yeah. I didn't want to make any remarks when we were talking about shoe sizes, but yeah. So this is the size when we're talking about the Trident 3 compared to the Infinite X. Now, do not mistake that when I say there are different configurations possible, the size doesn't change. So this one right here, for example, is equipped with an i5 11400. And you can also get this one in the i7 11700 with, instead of a 1660 Super, you can also have the 3060 Aero ITX variant. Now, the size still stays the same, so don't worry about that part, because if you want to have this kind of size, you will have this size no matter the configuration.
No 3090 option?
That might be a little bit far-fetched.
The 3090 is as big as the whole PC almost.
Actually, I think that's not even exaggerated.
No, I think it's actually quite close.
So, side by side, as you can see, the Trident 3 probably fits volume-wise if you really break everything down, like at least twice in the Infinite X. If we're talking about the width and the height. Of course, there's also the depth. You will probably fit Trident 3 like 4 times in the regular mid-tower size gaming desktop. That's how small this one is. Okay. And of course, if we're talking about measurements and scale, what better is there to compare it with than a banana?
Ooh, the famous banana for scale.
So this was actually my lunch, but I saved it for you guys just to show you. If you're still not convinced about the size.
So if you hear something during the stream, then it's just stomach because he didn't have lunch yet.
That's a banana.
All for you guys. He skipped lunch for you.
Compared this with my hand. And that's about it. So let's say about twice the length of a quite normal sized banana. I'll leave you guys with the comparison.
Is the banana slightly green? It has some issues with the green screen.
Ah, yes. This is actually not black because it's a little bit green. It's not fully ripe yet. But this side, we have no problem. Okay, that's for later. So that's it about the sizes. And let me put this to rest because it's so tiresome to stand the whole time, right? So why not just put it down? Somebody already mentioned it like a console, so
Or
let
home
him just
theater
rest for
PC,
now, like a
underneath your
console.
television.
It's giving off a little reflection, so let me just put it this way. So we'll not have problems.
MSI Trident
with...
Banana Edition.
All right. Now,
like a curved.
I'm going to
curved Trident.
Actually, that might be quite fun. The banana edition part. Could be,
we don't have any NDA products laying around because you're showing the whole studio in the reflection of your tempered glass. Okay.
Oh well, now that you mention it. Look, there's the future product right there.
Ooh.
Right there.
Ooh.
Okay. Now we're going to start getting into more details with the Trident X. So, what kind of specifications are we talking about here? Now, I already mentioned the CPU and the GPU, and RAM. We have improved RAM on here. Instead of 2666, we now have 3200 megahertz of RAM speeds, DDR4 of course, all the way up to 128 gigabytes. Which is also what's packed in here right now.
So we're using 128 gigabytes today.
Yeah.
Decent.
Because this is really, the top of the top of the top lineup model. So really, throwing everything in there that you might possibly need for whatever that you're doing. So generally what I'm trying to say is that if you're looking for a mid-tower size gaming desktop and you want the best performance, you have to look at the Infinite X. And if you still prefer to have these kind of cases, but you want to have some kind of different configurations, that's also possible because this one comes in different configurations, so no worries there. Now, I'm going to tell you about more detailed specifications in just a moment, but right now I'm just trying to give you a global, some details regarding what you can expect from this before I get into a lot of other aspects. So of course, like always, if you have any questions, just ask it in the chat, and we'll try our best to attend to the chat and pick out the questions and statements and opinions. Drop them all in the chat.
I see one. Is it 3200 megahertz RAM without changing settings in XMP?
Correct. That's out of the box. Okay, so and then when we compare this to the Trident 3 in general, of course, I already gave you the information regarding CPU and GPU once again. And for RAM, we actually have the same case, but then up to 64 gigabytes of DDR4, still the same speed. And yeah, so this one actually goes all the way up to a 3060 ITX, if I didn't mention that part yet, but now you know. I'll put this down. The tempered glass is really
tempered glass is always a challenge because it's so shiny. We got a lot of lights here, so.
And now I'm going to give you guys some overview of. I'm just trying to find the power supply. Oh, all right. Let's enjoy the lights for now. So.
You're not going to do the peeling ASMR?
Of course, right after this.
Oh, you're making us wait.
Yes, because I'm just gonna get the boring stuff out of the way as fast as I can. Then we can get into really, the make our hands dirty part. Okay, so specifically, if we, right now we're just going to dive into some slides. We'll start with an overview of what you can expect with the Trident 3. No, CPU already mentioned, and all the goodies here, you can read it for yourself. Just want to emphasize that for this one, it comes with a brick, an adapter brick, so you don't have a built-in power supply. With this one, you have a included power adapter. So that's also one of the reasons why this gaming PC is such a small form factor gaming PC with only 4.75 liters in volume. And yeah, so if you have any questions regarding the specifications, just ask me in the chat. I'm not going to read them all because, if you're interested in any of them, you can read it for yourself, of course.
I see a question in chat was the max size of the radiator, so I think that's about the Infinite X. Later you will open that one up, right?
Yes, but if you really want to know right now, it's 120. Okay. But if you prefer, you can put a 240 in there. So that's possible. And as for the Infinite X, so what can you expect here? This, I see I'm blocking some of the... There we go. Yeah, so this is the overview for the
I can solve
Infinite
this for
X.
you as well. Now you're gone.
Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, so like I said, for the RAM, you have all the way up to 128 gigabytes of RAM, and you have many places for storage, slots available for the storage, and of course you will have the 2.5G LAN available. As for the power supply, of course, since this packing is such a high punching power, we have a up to 850 watt Gold 80 plus SFX PSU in there. Now, of course, this will be lower if you have a lower configuration.
Is there an SFX in this one?
Wait a minute. So actually, no, this is not SFX.
I think it's an ATX.
No, it's an ATX because this one was for Trident X. So I think I just forgot to delete this part. But it's a regular
so guys,
size.
Quick fix,
so
not SFX,
let me
ATX.
just fix this real quick.
Jazz always quick with fixing stuff. So a couple of seconds and we're back. Now it's
like
ATX.
nothing happened, right?
You were blocking it anyway, so that's okay.
Okay, so when we're talking about the improved RAM speeds compared to last generation, because most of the desktops had 66 DDR4 RAM speed, and now we'll have a plus 10% read up to and plus up to 35% increase in performance when we're talking about the last gen DDR4 RAMs. So quite some advantages with the 3200 megahertz upgrade for this year's. And as for the
question in Twitch chat, Break20 is asking, did I read 330 watts on the small PC on the Trident 3? Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
It's a 330 watt external power supply.
So as for the MEG, so this one is for both, and the MEG Infinite X, there you also have the benefit of course, the Gen 4 PCIe M.2 SSD, really making use of the twice as fast speed compared to Gen 3. So, you know, when you're playing games, you're loading games, sometimes they can take quite a while, especially if like the game data is like huge. So this, you know, really helps you to load games faster, and also, of course, besides mentioning the most obvious benefit here, of course, when you're transferring files or doing storage, there you really have the benefit of the full Gen 4 speed right here. Now, this I think is already not that kind of, it's not that new already to you guys if you're really up to date with tech. But I do want to stress that with the Infinite X lineup, well, actually, all of our models with RTX 30 series, of course, now also has NVIDIA's resizable bar function available. And in just a moment, I will also show you, this is all information from NVIDIA, you know, what kind of benefits you will get out of it if you're new to this kind of stuff. But basically, you know, this is an improved way of communication between the VRAM and the GPU and the CPU. So there's a lot more efficiency right there because of the direct contact with the VRAM.
I see an interesting question in chat. Catharsis is asking, can you tell us the RAM and SSD manufacturers? Well, we always talk about a certain spec, so for example DDR4 3200 megahertz, and that's because this can change, because for example we have this system, we sell it maybe for 1 or 2 years, and if a certain, for example DDR4 vendor has shortage, we still need to be able to build these systems, but we will always make sure to reach a certain spec. So that's why we say, for example, DDR4 3200. But if you buy it in 1 year, it might be a different vendor than when you would buy it right now. So that's why we don't specifically mention, for example, this is G.Skill or Samsung or whatever, because that might change over time dependent on availability.
I see Mr. Masterdoc is really helping out in the chat right there. Appreciate it.
Yeah, indeed, Mr. Masterdoc is also saying it usually depends on availability what RAM is used. Yeah, for sure.
Cool. Yeah, I will leave it to Mike if there's anything else. With a resizable bar, you know, these are just a few of the examples that have been tested. So you can really see with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, for example, you can get close to 10% in performance increase, as well as the other titles right there that you can see for yourself. And here is a list of well, at least at the moment, of the games the NVIDIA resizable bar really supports. So game developers, they do have to you know, keep this in mind to implement this feature when they're developing the game. So it's not like you know, when you enable this resizable bar function that every single game is going to be working with it. So if, yeah, you have to look in the list to check if you know, all your favorite games are in there, or you know, what can you expect from it.
And this list is getting bigger all the time.
Yes, of course, they keep working on it. So if you want, or if you're curious because you already have an RTX 30 series GPU or gaming desktop with the GPU in it,
then you're a lucky person.
Very, very lucky. Yes, we know it's a little bit of a sensitive topic, but unfortunately, you know, we, you know, no matter how much you ask us, it's not something that we can help. So yeah, We wish the situation was different, but it's just you know how it is nowadays.
It's not a secret that there is more demand for 30 series than supply. So yeah.
But yeah, if you're interested, there's a whole installation steps, you know, outlined for you to enable this function, and also, of course, a list to check, you know, what kind of chipset and CPU and etc. What's compatible with it. So everything already laid out by NVIDIA, so you can go check it out if you're interested after the live stream. So no, I promised I'll get through the boring part really fast, and that was about it for the boring part. And I think then before I get into the Infinite X, you know, the peeling, the gaming, well, gameplays, and you know, the tearing down, maybe Mike can already start with today's first giveaway while I prep the system.
That's a good idea. If you haven't participated yet, go to msi.com/2/insider, or if you're watching on YouTube or Twitch, once every 5 minutes the bot will drop a direct link to the Gleam giveaway in the chat. In Gleam you can perform several actions, and the more you perform the bigger chance you will have to win. And for returning visitors there's also a very nice loyalty bonus that you can claim, so you have a slight edge in the giveaway. And our first winner for today is Pure Sense. Congratulations, you won the first $20 Steam wallet code.
Awesome.
I hope you buy something very nice with it, and enjoy.
Congratulations. So there's more to come, guys. Don't worry. Per usual, we are very generous. Okay, just get a mouse and keyboard set up. And then we're good to go. All right.
All connected?
Just finding the LAN cable, and then we all good. There it is.
Oh, I see some people mentioning in chat, Mr. Mastrax as well, Steam Summer Sale starts tomorrow. Oh, then it's double nice if you win a code today. You could probably buy double the games with it.
Alrighty.
Yeah, we're live?
Yep, we are live. So, let me first just briefly tell you, just to continue with resizable bar. If you want to check if yours is already enabled after you have done the steps, you want to check if it's enabled, just go to NVIDIA's control panel. Very simply, open system information in the left lower corner, and there it will tell you whether it's enabled or not. So it's that simple. Now, if we, let me see. So as you can see, the Infinite X, of course, is RGB enabled, and there are tons of good stuff to do and to be done in our improved MSI Center. Okay, let me maybe just make this a little bit bigger so you can read it. There.
Much better.
Now you can read it. So here we have our MSI Center. Of course, this is a software you would get if you have one of these kind of gaming desktops. You can simply download this. Well, actually, it's already pre-installed on there, but if you're interested in it, you can also download it on our website. So this is, of course, the replacement for Dragon Center. You know, we have tried to you know, listen to you guys to find out, you know, what it's lagging and, you know, what we can improve on, and we tried our best to yeah, keep it up to date. And this is our new Dragon Center, which is called MSI Center. Here you can monitor your stuff. You can go to a lot of other features. Well, these are just the ones that I installed on it for this at this moment. If you want to install more, you can just simply click on feature sets, and here you will see what you have already installed and what else you can still install. There's tons of good stuff that you can check out. Now, that's not what I'm going to talk about, but I just want to show you very simply, if you want to change the lighting, of course RGB, you know, that really wins you the games. So you gotta make sure your RGB game is on point. Now, if you want to change your RGB, it's very simple. Just go to features, you click on Mystic Light, and click on whatever it is that you want to change. Right now, I have like 3 MSI Mystic Light enabled products: the Vigor GK50 Elite, and the Clutch GM08, and the Infinite X 11th. So here, or you can choose to customize this individually, or you can click on link or all sync, and everything will be synced to the same effect because they obviously belong in the same ecosystem. Of course, right now it's just on rainbow, but if you want to have something else, this is where you have to be and really have to choose whatever it is that you like. So let me desync it and go to here. Let me just show you, for example, if you want to have visor, which is also one of my favorites. You can really see here. Okay. So yeah, after you click on apply, that is it. Of course, sometimes it flashes green, of course, then it's being keyed out and it looks a bit weird. But yeah, it's right here if you want to customize your RGB settings, speed, brightness, and effects in MSI Center. Okay, so with this kind of specifications, what can this bad boy do when we're talking about gaming performance? Let me change this back to normal. All right. So right now we're at 1440p. And let me just open Metro Exodus Enhanced. It's beautiful. Now, when they first was starting to kind of play around with this enhanced version, I honestly didn't expect that much from it. But once I laid my hands on the game, I was really surprised like how much they did actually enhance it. So let's see what the performance is. Wait, I did open it, right? Maybe I misclicked. So if you're a Metro fan, I see. I have to, because it restarted now. I have to Okay. Let's go back to main so I can log in again.
I already switched. I won't dox you.
So, okay. Sometimes even when you click on remember me, it still goes to
Eugenio is asking on YouTube, I have a 3070 and the resizable bar is off. How do I turn it on? You have to switch a setting in your BIOS. In one of our previous live streams, we also talked about this. Quick, do you remember which one that was where we demonstrated this?
That's quite some time ago. Because we can't really just tell you by heart because there are quite a few steps. There's a V BIOS for your GPU.
I think there's also a blog post on our website where it is explained. Because you have to change 2 settings in your BIOS. And of course, you need to have a recent NVIDIA driver that also supports it.
Let's see if I did it right on the first try. Well, I'll be damned.
Yeah, it works?
Yep, on the first try. With such a complicated password. So, who is a good or a well-established Metro player? Because you gotta help me out. I'm gonna be so lost because I want to play the game for like 2 hours. Seems like the Epic launcher is not so epic at this moment.
Eugenio says, I checked, I need Ryzen 5000, I have 3000. I believe it also worked with the 3000 series. Pretty sure about that. So that shouldn't be an issue.
Somehow I think the Epic launcher is stuck. I don't want
The Epic launcher is not so epic today.
No. I don't want to close this and redo the password. Come on, just work. What's wrong with you? So, anyways, guys, what's the weather at your current location? It's kind of like a Dutch inside joke because you know, generally when we don't have much to talk about, there's always the weather topic.
It's always the same answer in the Netherlands as well.
I think I'll have to quit the Epic launcher and restart it.
Did you break the Epic launcher?
I guess. I mean, it was working perfectly fine before the restart, but
I will switch away so you can
Excellent.
log in again.
Let's see if Metro is still trying
Mr.
to
Jonty53 is saying, I played through both 2033 and last night, not Exodus though.
Then I definitely recommend you to continue with Metro Exodus.
Owen is asking, will you get the Trident X or Infinite and why? Well, I usually build my systems myself, so I would always go for a DIY PC, but that's just because I like building PCs. But when I would decide between the two, yeah, I love compact mini ITX systems. So for me, that would always be the Trident. But yeah, in terms of performance, the Infinite X with Core i9 and 3090 is hard to beat.
Of course, Michiel already hinted at the start, saying, you know, oh, it's so small, I can just, you know, take the box with me. It's going to be quite effortless.
And I
hope he doesn't do it because I still need it.
The spear's in my sleeve.
Yeah, this you know, this cinematic part, the intro is always so annoying. You know, you can't skip it.
By the way, talking about weather, Eugenio says it's in 30 degrees Celsius in Italy right now.
Oh, really? Well, sucks to be there, I guess. Well, I know some people love that kind of temperature, but me personally, just give me 22 degrees,
I would have a sunburn
I'm
in
happy.
10 minutes.
Okay,
I would be in
let's
Italy
skip
now.
Actually, it was quite warm here as well. It's just when it started raining, everything kind of cooled down. Okay. Don't worry, let me get into the settings. So what are we playing with at this moment? 1440p, quality set to extreme. Of course, this is an extremely capable desktop, so that's why, you know, you will see just how many FPS I'll get even with extreme quality, and you can't even turn ray tracing off with this version. So you have normal, you have ultra, and you have high. Now let's start with normal.
You're not going for motion blur today?
Maybe one day when I'm ill, I'll leave this on. But not now. DLSS, I'll put this to balanced. You really don't want the DLSS to be at performance mode, because then you'll really see that, you know, the pixels are really going to start to act up and be very weird. You know, it's just start to look crappy. Now, you know, with a few games that I tested, if you put this DLSS to balanced, it usually turns out really well and still gives you the performance bump. Of course, if you prefer quality, you can go to quality. Of course, then you'll get less FPS in return than balanced. But yeah, if you really want to have the finest details and the best quality, yeah, go for quality. But me, balanced is perfect.
It's a good middle ground.
Reflections, of course, ray traced. I mean, you have the option for hybrid ray traced. Just go for fully ray traced. Variable ray shading, turn this off. Personally, I really don't like how the game looks when this is on. The FPS impact is also not preferred. Not much others. Other settings to really go through. I mean, the main ones are already talked about, so you know where you really put this to quite a test. Yes. Okay.
Hussein Hani says, It's 35 degrees Celsius sunny here, the usual. I would melt. It's quite impressive how people can be used to those temperatures.
Yeah, I'm quite lucky to have this kind of temperature. You know, in the summer it's shuffling between 20 and 30 degrees. That's come on, just doing it again. Sometimes sometimes you gotta try it a few times. Because I'm trying to get River Tuner up and running, but it's having a little bit trouble to really locate and find the game.
Ooh, there's Rocket League on your computer.
Let's put this to medium.
But that's not really demanding for a 3090.
Really?
I see a question in chat from Catharsis. Mike, can you tell us if you guys plan to review the MSI Creator P100X 11 soon? It's perfect for gaming and work, and it also has the same construction as the Trident X. I think that's a good question for Ja, because Ja knows all about our full desktops.
Actually, I was really frustrated with River Tuner, but what was the question?
If there are any plans to have the P100X 11th in the live stream.
Oh, I'm really happy to hear about that part. Actually, really shows that you kind of know what you're talking about. Actually, I'm going to have a very, very similar desktop in the live stream in the coming 2 weeks, actually. But as for the newer, I'm thinking, oh, actually, no, I haven't. I thought I already did a live stream about it, but no, I haven't. But yeah, for now, our schedule is really tight, and I had to make room for a newer model in the Creator lineup. So what the heck? I'm just going to tell you. The P50, the Creator P50, is going to be the next in line. The Creator desktop in our live stream very, very, very soon. Now, as for the Creator P100X 11th, I'll have to see when we can find a spot for that one.
Mr. Masterdog says Rocket League at 400 FPS. I'm not sure if they already removed the frame caps, but I think before it was locked at 250. But yeah, in a 3090 and 11900K, should be able to run 400 FPS in Rocket League for sure.
Give me a break.
Frank is asking, when are you going to test the Trident 3? After this one.
After this one, yes indeed. River Tuner right here. Let me change the come on. Give me a break. Yes, finally. So, all right, since it's covered by the logo, let me change the position as well. Bloop. $140, $150, $160, $70. Remember, guys, this is at 1440p and ray tracing set. Well, actually, the overall quality is set to extreme. I gotta change my filter before I choke to death. And I'm comfortably running at 150 plus FPS, even with ray tracing set to max quality. Actually, no, apologize. The ray tracing right now is at normal, so in a moment we'll see what the impact is when we try Ultra. Isn't this beautiful?
See, some people are wondering about the fan noise. Well, it's hard for me to hear Jazz PC because I have the chat notebook next to me, and that one is ramping up quite a bit.
Well,
once every now and then.
I mean, if you wonder about the fan noise, because as you can see, the GPU is running at its max already. The PC is sitting like literally right next to me, like about 30 centimeters distance, and well, if you can really hear this, then I guess that's a good sign, huh?
They might be able to hear my notebook though.
Yeah, that one is really capable of.
Yeah, I've got a very compact
noisy
old notebook
stuff
here that I use for the chat, and sometimes out of the blue the fan ramps up quite a bit. So if you hear a high-pitched noise, then it's probably my old tiny notebook here.
So at 1440p, the CPU is running about 30-40ish%. That's quite normal because the CPU it doesn't have to do as much work as compared to 1080p. There isn't enough, there isn't that much instructions to send to the GPU because the GPU is really handling the heavy lifting here. So CPU setting at 68 degrees, GPU at 81 degrees while running at its max. As for the power draw, if you're interested, you can see it in here as well. Right now, still sub 500 watt-ish, yeah.
Owen is asking, will MSI have AMD desktops soon? I believe we already do in certain regions, for example codecs, but it's also very much dependent on availability.
Really gotta
so that's always a difficult one.
The cam handling here.
Mr. Masterdox is asking for ultra ray tracing and DLSS off.
Sure. So let me just stay in the same area. Let me get to an area where there's a little bit more lighting to play with. Where would that be? Let's see. Can I enter here? Yes. Now we have more light. Beautiful. Okay, so in this scene, if I just look around, at about 128 and 130, 115 and 135-ish FPS.
Yeah, depends a little bit on the direction.
So let's change the settings. Ray tracing set to ultra and DLSS off, he said. Right?
Yes. Yeah, correct.
Yes. Oof. So 85, 82, 75. So we went from 115 to 135 to 75, 85-ish. That's, well, if you ask me, quite the performance impact. But I do have to say that what you get in return when we're talking about ray tracing here, it's just simply quite amazing.
Yeah, still very playable frame rates.
Yeah, I mean, this is extreme and ray tracing set to max without the help of DLSS, and I'm still, yeah, playing comfortably about 70 and 80ish FPS. Give me a break. I'm trying to show people something here. Come on. So when I die, I get more
Catharsis is asking, Mike and Jao, what gaming desktops do you have at home? Is it DIY or pre-built? I'm using a DIY system. Actually,
I also have a DIY gaming PC at home because I'm quite the cheapskate. So I, I try to find some second-hand stuff when I was a lot younger with less capital. Because I already have my PC now for like 5-6 years already, and sometimes I just try to upgrade some parts here and there when I find some cheap stuff. But yeah, if I work really hard and I look Eric in the eye and I back him, I might be able to take this home with me. for a year or something just to play around with, but who knows. I'll keep you guys updated. Okay, so now let's try to have DLSS on and see just how much this helps you. Oh, Jesus. Yes, balanced, ultra. So 75, 85, and now we'll have, I guess, about 100-ish. I guess less, because we're getting 120 plus. Well, between 111-ish and 121-ish. So about an increase of 40 FPS just with DLSS set to balanced. That's what you get. And trust me, the quality is really, yeah, I mean, with DLSS off and DLSS set to balanced, I didn't really notice like any big noticeable difference. I mean, if you set those pictures like the frames next to each other side by side, you might be able to cherry pick some differences, but really, you know, just going back and forth.
Forza is mentioning you need to swap the filter.
Yeah, forgot about that part. So yeah, it's the performance is insane, but then again, of course, we're talking about a 11900K and a RTX 3090 here. Lead the way, woman.
Zero Boxers. Zero is asking, is ray tracing supposed to be a keybind? I think you really have to go to your settings and manually switch it there. I'm not sure if you can actually bind switching ray tracing settings to a key. I doubt if you can.
Ah, careful, my friend. Careful. Slippery when wet. Okay. If you guys have any questions regarding the performance with this game, I mean, you have to understand that this is one of the heaviest games to render for a gaming PC. So the fact that it gets this kind of FPS performance is already a good indication of, you know, what can you expect with a game that's like a you know, that runs better or is better optimized, or, you know, just requires simply less performance for your PC. So that's also one of the reasons why I chose this game to demonstrate, because it's such a heavy title to lift. And as you can see, the Infinite X flexes with quite the ease with this title. Now, if you want to see something else for this game, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to call it a quit here for this specific gameplay and some benchmarks.
Abdul was asking, this is without DLSS, this is with DLSS to balance. We just tried without, and then it was at 75 FPS,
yeah, 75, 85, and then we went to 115, 121.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like 40 to 50% performance jump without, you know, sacrificing visual prowess. Okay. Yes, Mr. Mustux, you're correct. Always pay attention. Actually, how are you enjoying the new monitor? Let me know.
One of our previous giveaway winners.
Lucky bastard. Okay, now it's time to let him rest while I strap it down. Well, strip it down. Now, whenever you guys try to do this kind of stuff as well, you know, just really always double check and make sure you have unplugged the power supply, okay? It happens sometimes.
Mr. Masterdog says, I love it, it's completely fine.
Awesome. Okay, so let's just start with the peeling
With
part.
showing some NDA products in the tempered glass.
It's quite some to peel off. Let me start with the
Are
gaming
those
handle.
some new GPUs right there? Ooh. Peeling ASMR. We need to get one of those very sensitive microphones just for your ASMR stuff.
Yeah, I try to really lean towards where I'm peeling, but I hope this works. Let the fingerprints come, and the scratches are also welcome.
Did you have hamburger for lunch?
No, but you probably did.
No, I
Oh,
had
no, you
noodles
had-
today.
You had noodles.
I usually never eat noodles for lunch, right?
No, I rarely see Michiel eat noodles at lunch. rarely. Ugh. Yeah. Did I? Yeah, I think I got it all.
Repo Man is
Alrighty.
asking, how many giveaways done so far? Just one, and after this one, we'll do the next one. After the jazz
Beautiful
sneak
tempered
peek
glass.
inside the case.
But if you're, when COVID is over and you are traveling around with it, going to your friends, going to LAN parties, or some other organized events, you can just take off the tempered glass and really ensure the highest safety for your gaming PC by replacing this with.
Owen says, which one have better thermal and better performance, the Trident X or the Infinite X? Well, the Trident X, so not the Trident 3, that's on the desk right now. Trident X you can also get in very high configurations, but the Infinite X is of course quite a bit larger, so that will help your thermals a little bit.
Yeah, and also in our Infinite X lineups, we also have the all-in-one water cooling for the CPU compared to the custom air cooling for Trident X. Okay, so there are 2 side panels included with the Infinite X. So if you're traveling around, you can just simply put on the metal side panel, just to make sure your tempered glass doesn't break. Even though it's really hard to break, because I think Michiel should know, he tried really hard to break it during the live stream.
Yeah,
Quite
I
a
tried
few
to
times,
break
so,
some tempered
yeah.
glass side panels
So
in
it's
a
really,
live stream
really
about
sturdy.
cases a while
But
ago.
just to be sure.
Yeah, and I dropped it from like 2.5 meters and it still didn't break. So eventually I took a hammer and smacked it. It still took some effort, but with
yeah.
the safety hammer, I was able to smack it.
The hammer always does the job.
Yeah, hammer works.
Always works. Okay, so here.
Don't try it at home, by the way.
Why not? Go have fun. Go have fun, kids. Try it at home.
Warranty doesn't cover hammers.
Yes, there should be like a big disclaimer right here, right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so our Infinite X, so compared to the previous generations, we have disregarded the vertical GPU integration, because this GPUs, it just got so much thicker, because of all the performance, they needed a very, very beefy cooling. Now, so right now we have returned to horizontal GPU setup, but we still have silent stroke cooling because the power supply is still being separated from the main chamber, which is right here for the GPU and the CPU. It's in this cover right here. So yeah, here we have our beautiful 3090 Ventus 3X. You want it? Probably not gonna get it. But you can still get the Infinite X gaming PC, right? Okay, so this is the side where you see the main setup from our water cooling. Let me turn this up a little bit. From our all-in-one water cooling for the CPU to the 3090 GPU. Here we see all RAM slots are being filled, 128 gigs in total for this specific configuration. Here you also see the main M.2 SSD, which is also Gen 4. The second one is actually being covered by the GPU, which is actually right here, but you can see it. So let me turn this around so I can show you even more details of what's inside here.
Forza is saying, I might be wrong, but I don't see two dedicated PCI Express 8-pin power cables coming separately from the power supply, and this can hurt your GPU performance, and worse, it can harm your GPU. This is different whether or not you're using a single rail or a multi-rail power supply. If you're using a multi-rail power supply, definitely make sure to spread the GPU connectors to multiple rails. But on a single 12-volt rail power supply, the juice for the GPU will always come from the same single rail anyway. So then it doesn't make much of a difference. So it really depends on the type of power supply you're using. Okay, let me switch to the right camera. There we go.
Here we go. So imagine, as I just explained, the GPUs, they're getting quite thick because, they need a good beefy cooling. So it's hard to still keep the vertical GPU implementation set up. Now, what do we have here further? On top, we have an exhaust fan. Well, actually, this is an intake fan that also helps to cool with the VRM cooling. And there's another spot for an additional cooling. If you want to have more fan, you want to have more RGB, you have the ability to do so because we have spared a place for you. And the same case for the front side. You still have one more spot left for a 120 fan setup. And somebody already asked earlier regarding the radiator size. So here, let me show you. We have the 120, but if you prefer to have a bigger one, of course, you can always choose to replace this, but it's really unnecessary. But of course, it's still up to you. So if you want to set up a 240, you can do so right here. You can take this one out and put it here to make this one a exhaust fan to take out the hot air. That's possible, and then install another one here to take in fresh cool air. But right now the PC is already cooled. Well, it's already very cool, so we don't really need the setup for now. But of course, if you prefer it, you can do it just to have extra cooling. And like I mentioned earlier, the second M.2 SSD, I think you might just be able to take a sneak peek. You see like a white little strip right there. That's actually the side of the second M.2 SSD. If I open up the other side in just a moment, you will have even more space to expand your storages, because like I said earlier, right, you have plenty of storage to really make use of in the Infinite X and chassis. Here we have another fan which takes in cool air. And yeah, if you want to see anything more specific regarding this part, just let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to turn the PC and show you the other side. And yeah, if you didn't know, just a nice little gimmick. We can turn the CPU cooler header. So
Simulate is asking on Twitch chat, is it intake from the back and exhaust out the top? Now the intake is at the front, and both the rear and the top are exhaust fans.
Intake.
Or is the top one?
Yeah,
no,
actually this one is
sorry.
also intake, because this one helps with VRM cooling.
Yeah, and also the CPU.
And this one
radiator,
will take out the hot air while also cooling your radiator.
Yeah, so exhaust in the rear and intake in the front and in the top.
But the nice thing is that everything is quite neatly put together and put away. So if you want to upgrade in the future, you want to change the fans, you have plenty of clear room to do so, to install stuff. There's nothing that's going to give you any headache, because the cable's in the way, or the PC is just too cramped. We always try to encourage you guys to, even though when you have like a pre-built system, to still play around with upgrading your system, exchanging some RAMs, putting some new fans, later when there are more powerful GPUs coming out, in the coming years you can replace the GPU. Of course, keep in mind that you will still have to work with the current power supply, because if that one draws more power than the current setup, then you're going to have a problem with the power supply, of course. So whenever you're doing it, especially with CPU and the GPU upgrade, make sure you check what the power draw is, that your current PSU can still support your new setup.
But with an 850 watt 80 plus gold power supply, it shouldn't become that much of an issue that fast.
Nope, unless the hardware in the coming years get really, really, really thirsty. So let me just unscrew the other side panel, because there's more to see.
Oh, interesting question from Owen. Would you personally get the Trident X or the Infinite X if you have the money?
Me personally, I would go for the Infinite X, because simply because here I have much more room to make this even more personalized.
For me, it's
So
the
I
other way
can-
around. I don't want the unnecessary
might like
rooms. I would
smaller.
go for the Trident X. So yeah, it's a matter of preference. I think both are very nice gaming desktops. It's just, do you want, like Jab, for example, a very versatile system where it's easy to swap around components and stuff?
Yeah, I like to play around with it,
Yeah.
and then I like it better if I have more options to do my little project. But on the other hand, I also kind of like the Trident X or the Trident 3's sleek, compact setup. If you put it right next to your monitor, it doesn't even strike most people like, hey, that's a gaming desktop, or you can just save so much space. It just looks really neat. So
For me, it's also a factor
Yeah.
that outside of Corona times, I like to visit LAN parties. So portability is quite an important factor for me.
good times.
It's been a while since I've been to a LAN
quite
party,
a
way too
while.
long because of the Corona situation. Like, I've never been this long without a LAN party. Yeah, as a kid maybe, but
You're still alive.
yeah.
Okay,
Barely
let's if we switch the camera view. So I unscrew the other side panel, and
Let me switch here.
here
Okay.
we go. So this is the other side. Pretty much everything is already protected, and what you need this side for is whenever you want to expand your storage. So here you have actually three more. 1, 2, 3. 2.5 inches SSD setup. And for the first one, there's already like a pre-applied connector, for power and for the communication with the motherboard. That's already pre-installed in here. So all you have to do is take out this part, and then you are good to go. So unscrew this, and then just slide it off, slide it in, and that's it. So you don't have to really play around with the cables, because as you can see, the cable management already took care of this.
Already pre-installed. So
And then if you need even more, there's 2 more spaces left for you to install them. And if you still have like a HD, or a 3.5 inch SD laying around, there's still places for you to install them here. 2 brackets are available right here. And next to it is our power supply, a regular ATX size power supply. So yeah, if you have a nice do-it-yourself project and you want to even replace the power supply, open this side panel and you'll have quite easy access to take this out, as the cables are also very neatly connect it with well, the main chamber of the PC through this cable management, this kind of cable management holes. One here and one here, and the other one here.
Mr. Masternox is asking, Mike, what do you play on LAN parties? You also go retro and do some Command and Conquer. I mostly play old arena shooters at LAN parties, so Quake 3 Arena or Tournament 99. I also like the very old Call of Duties, like the first and the second one, like the first two versions. Sometimes some Command and Conquer Generals, Age of Empires 2, Flat Out 2. What else do I play at LAN parties? Some Rocket League.
Of course,
some Rocket League. But actually, a lot of old games. I quite enjoy those at LAN parties. Nostalgia.
Okay, just close this one up.
Break Twin is asking in Twitch chat, do I see a dust filter on top?
Actually, this is, I guess you can call it a dust filter, but it's not a removable dust filter. It's like a pre-applied a metal mesh filter. We can change to the other camera so we can see in more details. So here indeed, this is the mesh that I'm talking about. So it's not the traditional dust filter that you are thinking of, but it's still going to catch all the dusts.
Well, not all, but a lot.
Yes, not all.
Ian9K is asking, how do you like the new Quake Champions? I'm not really a big fan of the Champions part of the new Quake Champions. I prefer the old Quakes. So Quake 3 Arena is my favorite one. Quake Live is basically a remake, so those two I would put on top.
So, speaking of dust filters, then I might as well show you this, because at the
Adex
bottom,
is asking, is the MEG Infinite X a good gaming PC too for a LAN party and for a setup?
Definitely. I mean, especially if you're going to LAN parties, those kind of games tend to be, you know, competitive, multiplayers, generally high FPS games, and that's really where you know, the Infinite S is going to perform much better at. Then when you really want to have, you know, AAA title games, you want to have still want to have a high FPS, because then you're looking at these kind of setups, you know, not like this exact configuration, but you have to go higher with the GPU, with the PSU, with the CPU. But the Infinite S, it's compact, so you can easily take it around with you, and it still packs a lot of power because it can go up to 30 to 60 GPU wise, and for the CPU 11700. So yeah, a very good option, especially you know, for its size. It's so easy, you can just put it in your backpack, just like with the Trident 3, the same case. Cool. Closing this one as well.
Shall I do another giveaway in the meanwhile? I
never say no to that.
So if you haven't participated
yet, my
yet,
guess is you guys won't say no either.
Go to msi.com/2/insider, or if you're watching on Twitch or YouTube, follow the direct link to the Gleam giveaway that our bot drops in the chat every 5 minutes. And our next winner for today, my notebook refuses.
It happens.
Is Robert. Congratulations. Nickname, well, I see a Twitch name, Thick Dude. Congratulations. So then you know which Robert, because I guess we have multiple Roberts watching. So Thick Dude on Twitch, congratulations, you also won a $20 Steam wallet code. Please keep an eye out on your mailbox. We will email it to you in the coming days. And well, it's the Steam sale soon, so I hope you enjoy.
Have fun with it.
Get something nice with it, yeah. Congratulations. So it's all back into one piece?
Yep.
Nice.
Still working beautifully. But
Mr. Masterdog says computer says no. The computer said yes this time. Usually when Eric touches it, then it's computer says no.
yeah, don't get us started on that part. Okay, guys. So if you still have any questions regarding the Infinite lineup, so not specifically the Infinite X, because somebody else had a good question regarding the Infinite S, just drop them in the chat, because otherwise I'm going to retire this beautiful little guy for now.
I see one question in Twitch chat from Brick Twin. Is the opening on top like a handle?
You mean this handle?
So yeah, it sure is. Ragvi asks how to join the giveaway. Go to msi.com/2/insider or follow the link in the chat that the bot will drop every 5 minutes. I see you're watching on YouTube, so there it will be posted. TJ Peralta is asking, should I also watch on Twitch or YouTube? Which one is better? Whichever you prefer. On both platforms we stream in 1080p, 60 FPS. So whatever you like best.
All right, it's time to set up your favorite, well, not favorite, but your preferred kind of size.
Ooh.
Now, you already see this comes in two parts, so you'll have the foot, which you can put this in, so you can stand vertically, but you can also use this as a horizontal option. So, two ways to use the Trident 3. Now, just for the demonstration purposes, I'm going to put it in standing mode next to the bigger, I would guess it's nephew. Yeah, it's not the same family, not directly, but they're still related. So let's just say it's bigger nephew, okay? Now, let me just plug this in so I can show you guys, since you already know the specs, what can you expect from its performance in this 4.75 liter sized.
How you do this asking, by the way, what's the weight of the Infinite?
The Infinite X?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to look up what the weight is. But if I remember correctly, then it was about 13 kilo. 12 or 13 kilo.
Okay. And a VJ on YouTube is calling someone a noob, but I'm not sure if he's talking about you or me.
Are you calling me a noob?
Ragvi is saying, wait, did you lift it up while it's running? Yes, John, sure did.
Sometimes when you're really confident in what you're doing, it's no problem.
Mr. Masterdogs asked what was in there again in terms of CPU and GPU. In this one, I believe it's an 11400 and 1660 Super, right? In this configuration.
Yes.
But it comes up to an 11700 and a 3060.
Yes. So the highest one is with a 3060 Aero ITX. Okay. Damn, almost got it all.
Troy is saying Ja is a pro. Does that make me the noob then? Because VJ was calling someone a noob.
just say yes, it's fine. You can't always keep everybody happy, right?
Hurting my feelings, man. Hurting my feelings.
There we go. Now it's on. Well, since this specific model or SKU doesn't have RTX capabilities, because there's a 1660 in there, GTX. Also, this specific configuration is also meant to be, if like an entry level to gaming. And of course, if you want to have higher specs, you can still have the same chassis, but then with a beefier internals. Now, but this one is really for if you're getting into gaming and you don't really need, the highest power, and generally you also like to play competitive games, but occasionally you also play AAA title games. That's all fine. So with this one, I'm going to. Oh, I missed the LAN cable. I'm not going to
missing interwebs?
demo with enhanced, Metro Exodus enhanced, because there is no RTX, so there's no point. But like I said, if you want to have RTX, you can still have it with this. You just have to go a little bit higher in configuration.
I was asking what TGP are the GPUs in these? These are not limited GPUs like, for example, you find in some very thin notebooks or something. So this is just the actual Aero ITX part that you're used to.
Yeah, you probably have to re-log into Steam. Love this part.
A lot of logging in to do today. Mr. Mastodog says, it depends when it comes to Quake, Mike will rocket jump everyone to oblivion. Exactly, Mastodogs.
Well said, well said.
Arena shooters for the win. Even with the Liberator, the foot switch, I used that to shoot in Quake against Eric, and he still lost.
Shocker!
Third is asking, Ja, did you forget your water bottle today?
No. I always stay hydrated. And now that you mention it, I do kind of have like a dry mouth, so
it's hidden.
need to,
There it is.
much better. All right,
I'm
finish
just
is
asking, by the
working.
way, I like that keyboard. What is it called?
This one is the GK50, Viper GK50 Elite.
Let's
Very
show it.
tactile. As you can see, tons of RGB on there. If you don't want it, you can also switch it off, of course. Now, I'm not sure if you know what kind of keys are being used here.
This is the
not
one
my
with
area of
blue
expertise.
switches. I think you can pop off a keycap. It's the blue one, right?
Yeah,
But
correct.
it depends on the region a little bit which one you can get. But there's also, for example, a box wide version of it with kill box switches. I really like those personally. That's the one I'm using at my desk here. So I was asking Mike, do you have your soda too? Yes, got it right here.
Okay, it's set up. Everything's working.
Kenny says more RGB is more FPS, for sure. Instant 20 FPS more.
I like it. Man of culture as well. So, yeah, I'm in Resident Evil Village. Wait, something is wrong. Okay, it got stuck a little bit. This one also, of course, one of the most popular games out there. I'm not gonna say why, because there's so many memes about this game. Majority of the memes are about the magnificent lady, which is very huge in the game, very huge. But yeah, me personally, I really love this game, and it has awesome graphics. And still, you know, for this kind of entry-level setup, you can still handle this game quite easily. Let me show you right now, you know, what kind of settings we're talking about as of now. So 1080p. So obviously I am using a 1440p gaming monitor because we just demoed this with the Infinite X at 1440p. But for this game, for this Trident S entry setup, I chose 1080p because that's really where this this configuration is meant for. So the 6060 Super, it's not meant for 1440p Quad HD gaming. It's meant for Full HD. So that's why it's also set at 1080p.
So it says Mike shows Coca-Cola and MSI stream. Stock market goes brrr. Next week I will grab a Pepsi or something. Then we're balanced again.
Yeah. I guess
Like
you guys-
Monster and Red Bull, I don't care. It's something else every week. We're not sponsored, so.
Nope. It does kind of remind me of the stunt Cristiano Ronaldo pulled. I'm not sure if you got it when
during
he
the
was being
European
interviewed.
Championships, he was
Yeah.
pushing the Coke bottles
Yeah,
aside.
drink
right?
water. That guy is really something. I mean, the
Yeah.
Coca-Cola, product placement guy was just like, really?
And I believe he has been doing commercials for Coca-Cola in the past. Cristiano Ronaldo.
Maybe he just likes Pepsi. Who knows?
I don't know.
Yeah. But image quality is set at 1, so pretty much 100%. Now, if you change this to like 1.5, 1.3, and 4, what this means is that this is like the magnification. So 1.5 times the resolution. So basically, you're getting well 50% more. Full
We're getting
HD,
a lot of
but
love from India, by the way.
leave it at 1.
That's always nice to see.
Love back. Anti-aliasing, texture quality set at high, also high, the texture filter, mesh quality at mid, obviously no ray tracing for here, but we will have ray tracing if you go for the 3060 variant, no problem there. Ambient occlusion, if you want to have a good experience with the lighting and the general ambient lighting, definitely set this to AO. Screen space reflection on. Volumetric lighting, this one really takes a lot of toll on your GPU. So yeah, if you don't have like the most powerful or like very adequate GPU, make sure this one's set to low to really enjoy higher FPS experience. Now, trust me, you're not going to miss this feature if it's set to low. It's just a good, like a nice bonus if you do set this to mid and high because it's more noticeable. But trust me, throughout the gameplay, you're not going to really notice the difference. Yeah, the rest are pretty simple stuff. Not much that really have like performance impacts like the rest of the features, the options. So let me go back and just continue from where I left off. Castel Dimitrescu. Where is Lady Dimitrescu? Now, the game looks beautiful. Even though not every setup or not every setting is set to max, if you still look around, the details are great. The ambient lighting is still great, even without ray tracing. And it's just overall really smooth because as you can see, I'm rocking 80 and 100-ish FPS at 1080p. So yeah, this game is smooth as hell. Even though the Trident 3 right here is like the entry model in the Trident series, especially with this one having the entry specs. We're having a very comfortable experience right now with this latest edition in the AAA title games. It's yeah. If you're especially a Resident Evil fan, you're going to have a very good time.
Quinlan Ireland says, I have GK50 low profile and I love it. Thank you for making it. Well, thank you for getting one.
Do I have to go there or do I have to go here?
And he's asking, can you make Linux support for Dragon Center? For our latest products, we actually have been moving to MSI Center. So that's our latest software center.
No,
but
I gotta go back.
The Linux support for gaming is quite limited, and because most of our products are made for gaming or content creation, but Linux is not too big there either. Like the benefit of making support for Linux, it would take a lot of resources for software development, and there will be only very few people that would actually use it on Linux.
Oh, there she is.
So never say never.
Hello.
But I don't think in the
come back here.
on short term we will have Linux support for that.
It's like I'm stalking my crush.
Troy says, Ja, you know what? You do look somewhat like Cristiano Ronaldo.
Where is she?
You think Ja looks like Cristiano Ronaldo? You might need
That
to go
one
for some
really
glasses.
made me think a lot. I mean, I don't really see the resemblance anywhere, but I guess if you say so,
Just take it as a compliment.
I will. I mean, that guy is one hell of a popular dude with the ladies. And I hope my girlfriend is not watching. Damn, she walks fast for someone her size. Ooh. Now, this is what you call a bloodbath.
Oh. That doesn't look too good.
Now that I'm inside, I guess the insides it's a little bit easier for the GPU because I'm getting 130 plus FPS. Well, depending on which side I'm looking at, of course. So it takes different toll. Let me go in it.
Owen is asking, what's the availability of Infinite and Trident in North America? I couldn't find them in stock in Canada. It's really hard. We don't know the exact availability in each region, so it's best to check with your local reseller to see what the availability will be like and when they will be able to get their hands on a couple of those. It's really hard to say for us, for every region in the world, what the availability is like. Mark says you're higher than 100 FPS. You could try 1440p. Yeah, but it also depends a little bit on where the game you are, what the FPS is like.
Yeah, and you know,
it is doable on a 1660 Super. You can do 1440p.
I mean, yeah, you know, why not? Let's try. I mean, with this game,
but
1440p,
yeah.
I think it's
quite a
doable.
demanding game, though.
I'm not sure if our capture card can handle this right now because yeah, it's not. We don't have the correct setup right now because that was used for the Infinite X.
I can.
But let's see.
Yeah, it works fine.
Yeah, now we're at 1440p. Yes. Actually, yeah, we still
very
have
playable.
a very good FPS experience. I mean, we did went back from 110 to 130 to 70 and 80-ish, but for a game, you know, this kind of game, 60 plus FPS, yeah, you're having a good time. What is this? Is this a bug? I think it is. It's not supposed to be here. Love the depth of field.
Avidut's asking, Mike, I'm sure Infinite X
details.
can handle rendering workloads, but would you suggest rendering on the 3060 Trident considering the small chassis? It depends a bit on what. If you're, for example, doing some 1080p video editing and you want to render that, then yes, you could for sure do it. If you want to go for more for high resolution, if you're going to do 4K video editing and want to render that, then you probably want a lot of memory as well. And with the Trident, you're, for example, limited to 2 DIMMs, whereas on the Infinite X, like the configuration that Ja is using today, even has 128 gigabytes of RAM, right, Ja?
Yes.
So that for rendering workloads, that will help you tremendously. So if you know that you're going to do a lot of heavy rendering, like 4K video, for example, then it's definitely worth it to look at a system with, for example, 4 memory DIMMs.
Okay, so outside, we're still hitting.
And if content creation is your main focus,
60 plus.
then also make sure to look at high-end desktop platform like X299, TRX 40, because that will also give you quad-channel memory. It will also help you a lot in certain workloads.
All right, so that's the demonstration for this game, and as you can see, the power usage for the Trident 3 in this current setup is really low. I mean, it's not even hitting. It's barely hitting 150 watts.
Mark GK is asking, is it a low-profile GPU? No, this is a Yeah, it is a short one, but it's a regular sized GPU. Maybe you can show the back of the graphics card.
Yeah, I'm going to strip it all down so you can see the entire thing.
Inside peek.
Yeah. So yeah,
Even
the
better.
performance of the Trident 3, even though this is like the entry configuration, is still awesome. So if you're looking into getting into gaming, this is going to give you a lot of good times and a good experience with AAA title games. And if you prefer to play competitive games, because this Trident 3 is even more suited to for you to play competitive games. Let me just show you with Valorant, for example, where you're gonna get.
Kenny says, seeing screen tearing, the monitor that Jai is using, it does support adaptive sync, but unfortunately our capture card does not support adaptive sync.
There is no tearing on my screen, but it's the capture issue.
So with the capture card you will see tearing, which you wouldn't see on a monitor with a variable refresh rate.
Oh no, Q Dutch offense penalty administered.
Ooh.
Ooh. Okay, it's probably going to prevent me from queuing for the first 2.5 minutes. Nope. Okay, so it's fine.
Inferno's asking, will the Ryzen 9 5900X work well or very well with the MEG B550 motor Wi-Fi? Yes, no problem at all. B550 motor Wi-Fi can for sure properly run the Ryzen 9 5900X. Owen is asking, are you planning to show the 11th gen Aegis in the future? I believe you already did, right?
Yeah, I already did.
A couple of streams ago.
I showed that one with the Trident X 11th gen about 3 weeks ago, I think.
I think I can see that here. It was our live stream on the 19th of May. There we had the Aegis Ti 5 with an 11th gen Intel Core CPU.
Okay, so no more FPS limitation. Reflex low latency, of course, set to on. Graphics, what are we looking at? 1080p. And come on, quality. I mean, with this kind of games, you can set everything to high, but usually, if you set to medium or low, you're going to have more benefits.
Esports mode, everything to low.
Yep. So just know for the benefit of doubt, leave it in the middle. These don't really matter, just some personal preferences, no really performance impacts. Come on, just spawned.
Do you still play Valorant at home sometimes, by the way?
Actually, not as often as I would like. So what am I looking at? 200 plus FPS. And I can make this even higher because some settings were still set to medium. If you just really put everything to low, you're having a very good competitive experience.
By the way, we're not getting any audio from your system.
Interesting. And you guys just told us this?
No, they didn't tell. I just noticed.
Okay, now we have audio.
Now we do. So you just played Resident Evil without audio?
Yeah, that's what I meant, but nobody told us. Like, why, guys? Come on, we rely on your feedback.
Guys, tell us when we're failing.
Yes, you don't have to tell me that I'm failing right now in the game, but...
Well, I was already called a noob earlier this stream, so I can handle it.
It's fine, it's fine. Holy moly. The recoil in here, it's really... Yeah. You've got to build up your experience. But yeah, FPS wise, because that's really the only thing that kind of matters in this kind of games. The more FPS you have, the delay. Also, you'll need a capable monitor, of course, that's going to really go hand in hand with a high FPS, because right now I'm playing a MEG 274 QRF QD, which is the quantum dot version. This one has 165 Hz refresh rate, and as you can see, I'm going well above it in most of the situations. So yeah, I have quite low latency, everything is smooth. Sometimes you also have the advantage of seeing your enemies sooner than they see you, because you have a lot less, you have a lot more FPS, so your screen, your frames, they are also very low in latency. All in all, the competitive kind of games, that's high FPS. Really, everybody keeps talking about high FPS, and this is not like exaggerated, because that's really something that you need to have if you really want to get everything out of your setup to win. Come on.
Right here.
Yeah, FPS still.
Katar6 is saying we prefer your commentary over the audio. That's kind. But we can have both.
Yeah, I'm not sure about you guys, but I'm a big CS:GO fan. I always watch whenever there's like a big tournament. Hearing those casters talk about the game, and it's just really something apart.
So what's the team
Really
to
gotta
beat
love it.
right now in CSGO?
Sorry, what?
What is the team to beat right now in CSGO? Is it
Team
still
to beat?
Astralis?
Yeah, I guess no. I think Astralis is kind of falling apart now with one of their main stars leaving the team.
Oh.
I guess one of the very stable ones, like it's Navi. But
Okay.
oh, that was a headshot. Second headshot.
Is Navi isn't it a Ukrainian team or something?
So yeah, guys, with a competitive games, the Trident 3, even with its entry configuration,
That's a strong knife, by the way.
awesome experience. So CS:GO, you have similar FPS experience, and yeah, generally this is the kind of FPS that's going to be pushed out of the Trident 3 when you play competitive titles.
Mercury
Of course.
says we can't see FPS. You should be able to see it.
Oh yes,
It's
my
200
bad.
now.
I didn't switch it around to the right
Ah, but you
side.
can still see it. It's not behind the logo.
But let's just show you guys everything.
Let's move to the other side to make it easier.
Right here.
Leave me alone.
10 kills remaining.
All right, guys. I think this was a clear-cut case.
Inferno says, what will you choose? A Ryzen 9 5900X with a B550 motor Wi-Fi, or the Core i7 11700K with the C590 gaming carbon one? Oh, that's a difficult one. It depends a bit on what you want, really. Like in terms of motherboard capabilities, the C590 gaming carbon Wi-Fi is definitely a step above the B550 motor Wi-Fi. It's also a full ATX motherboard, whereas the B550 motor Wi-Fi is of course micro ATX. And also depends a little bit on what you're going to do with it. If you want to do rendering and stuff like that as well, then I would go for the Ryzen 9 for the extra cores, because it's of course a 12 core, whereas the 11700K is an 8 core. For gaming, you should be fine with both. So it depends a little bit on what you want. Do you want more motherboard capabilities? Then the C590 gaming carbon Wi-Fi will definitely give you those. If you want more cores, for example, for rendering and stuff, those you will get from the Ryzen 9. It's a difficult decision, though. I think both are nice combinations.
Cool, guys. Fire a wheel if you have any questions regarding its performance and what you have seen up to now. You know the specs, you know its gaming performance in AAA title games and competitive games, because to be honest, especially in this kind of entry levels, competitive title games is really like the perfect place to go. But as you can see, with AAA title games, especially Resident Evil, this one was more than capable of handling more than 100 and 120 FPS. Even at 1440p, it was about 60 to 80 FPS. So you want to get into gaming, have a good experience, this is a very, very good choice. So before I strip it down, because I gotta show you like the engineering ingenuity inside this case, how everything is put together. We do have a little bit of a bonus to show you guys today. So if you stuck around till now, really, really, really appreciate it. We hope we can take you back to a trip down the real memory lane in the arcade years and all the games that we grew up with. Well, I'm speaking for me and Mike. I'm not sure what the general age is of the viewers right now. If you drop your age in the chat to see any 90s kids out there, because
hey, Jan,
you're definitely going to appreciate.
Can you clap
this.
your hands?
Ta-da! So what are we gonna do? We're going to dive into actually, this is a very, very special Capcom special game release. Now it's called Capcom Arcade Stadium, and very, very soon, in about a little bit more than a week time, we'll also have a very nice promotion for you guys. You can win, for example, one of the game keys for this arcade stadium from Capcom, which you can redeem in Steam. You can win a very nice gaming monitor, or you can even win a very special limited edition arcade joystick panel. And that one is huge, also tailor-made for this theme right here. So a lot of the goodies that you can win, and all the terms and conditions regarding how you can enter, what you have to do, will be online on our webpage in about a week time. But right now we're just giving you a sneak peek into what's going to happen, and we really hope that we have a lot of 90s kids in the chat right now, because when I was going through the game list, I was really feeling like this kind of warmth inside me, like I was back to when I was 10 years old, no responsibilities, no bills to pay, the stress-free youth years. And that's what I'm going to do now, because I'm going to play a few games in actually, the arcade stadium is not a single game. It's really what the name suggests. It's like
a whole arcade
stadium,
hall in
right?
one.
Exactly. And in there you can choose all the classic games that you grew up with, if you're from 90s. And
or 80s or 70s then.
And for today we also have this bonus giveaway. So from now to the end of this arcade demonstration, you can win, two guys can win a game key for this. So we have 2 pieces to give away. And if you just joined, or if you are still in the drawing pool, the next 2 winners will get the Capcom Arcade Stadium game keys. So we have 2 pieces, 2 winners, so let's go. And if you haven't registered yet because you didn't want a Steam wallet code, register now, because you can win one of this and you can enjoy all the classic games.
So we will have 2 of these winners?
What do you say, Mike?
We will have 2 of these winners?
Yeah, 2.
Cool.
I'll leave that up to you. You can draw them both at the same time, or you can break it up.
I'll first give everyone the opportunity to sign up. If you already signed up for the Steam giveaway, you will automatically be included in this giveaway as well. So then no need to do anything.
So
but if you just tuned in, make sure to sign up. msi.com/2/insider, or go follow the direct link in the YouTube or Twitch chat.
I believe we have sound, right? Because with this game,
yes, we have
this
sound.
stadium, we cannot miss the 8-bit sound tunes from back in the days. All right. Of course, preferably, you need to play this game with a controller. You're going to have a better time than a keyboard and mouse, because back in the days, that's like in the arcade, that's how you play the game. That's how the games was like for optimized for.
What controller are you using right now?
I'm using our own controller. So
Ooh, the
still
Force
GC20.
GC20, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So what do we have? Let's just briefly go through what's on here. I mean, some of the titles. 1942. I mean, come on, guys. Holla at 1942. Commando. Jesus Christ. I mean, I don't know every single title, but majority of them I do have like this. I can remember the exact moments of when I played these kind of games and how I was feeling. How much rage I had, back in the days at such a young age because of these kind of games, because they were really difficult when you're 10, you know. I mean, okay, maybe even now. So you will see just how much I will dominate in this kind of games. Follow up, 1943. What do we have here? Forgotten Worlds. Holy shit. Strider. Dynasty Wars. Holy moly. Counterattack. Senju no Okami. Oh my god, I played this game so much back in the days. I remember the flamethrower. Street Fighter. Goes without saying, right? What else? Because I believe there are like 30 or 40 games included in the arcade title. Yeah, you can browse through them all and try to, yeah, just play your heart out.
Street Fighter is a good one.
Holy shit, Warriors of Fate. This was, I think, my favorite game back in the days. I woke up at like 6 a.m. just to play this game.
Was there a time when you woke up at 6 a.m.?
Yeah, that's why I'm stressing this. Holy moly, look at all these goodies. Okay, let's Giga Wings. I mean, there's still many more. I think I'm gonna start with this one. But remember, guys, make sure to check out the giveaway, because you can be one of the 2 winners of today's giveaway for the Capcom Arcade Stadium.
I really like the looks of it, that it looks like you're playing on an arcade.
Yeah, I mean, they even made this in such a way that the game doesn't go like full screen, like the actual game that you're playing inside the game. Because like you can see here, I'm moving my joystick. You can look around. It's really as if you're standing there in the arcade, because you actually have to perform the coin insert. So you have to press the right joystick, and then you insert the coin.
That's
and
pretty cool.
then you press start. And then this is all you see, like you're really standing there. Oh, sweet old memories. You know, it's really fun. It's not always about the new games, the best graphics. Sometimes it's really just about going back in time to this kind of early days of when gaming was starting out its journey, right? Oh my god.
FatDogs8 is saying needs
Look at
VR.
this.
Does it support VR? So that it actually looks like you're in an arcade?
Maybe that's like the next function. Maybe that's already in the,
cool.
on the project. Yeah. I mean, really be acting like you are there in the arcade, right? That'll be awesome, definitely. Good idea.
Misfit is asking, what if you run out of quarters though?
I think they kind of gave you a break, cut you a break on this part.
Unlimited quarters in this one.
Oh, give me that, give me that, give me that, give me that. Remember the feeling when you had like all the specials that you picked up from the boxes or anything else? You just became so overpowered. That was awesome. Special.
So is this with ray tracing on or off?
Well, I mean, if Minecraft can get ray tracing, why can't this kind of stuff get ray tracing, right? I mean, yeah, I know.
Even Quake 2 got ray tracing.
Far-fetched.
Mark is asking, or is saying 20% GPU load. Yeah, it's not extremely demanding.
I wonder why though. I mean, it's such a visually impressive experience right now. Come on, I dodged that one.
Misfit says, imagine having to buy more quarters via DLC.
Don't give them the idea of it, okay? Maybe they haven't thought of it yet.
Well, kind of luckily DLCs weren't a thing back then.
Okay. I need to try out more games. Okay.
Owen is asking, can you share your live streaming setup? Are you using a video capture card? Actually, we did a dedicated live stream where we built our new streaming PC.
Gigawin. Oh my
and
God.
we also did a live stream where we completed it with capture cards and all other equipment, microphones,
I
etc.
don't remember this.
So we had that. Those live streams were on the 28th of April and the 5th of May. You can look them back up on YouTube. And there you can see in full detail what kind of streaming setup we're using right now. So the 28th of April and the 5th of May. If you look up those MSI Insider live streams, you can find them in the playlist on YouTube. There you will find all details.
Which one to try now?
Repo Man says, when are we going to see Pong with ray tracing? Never say never. We've seen Quake 2 with ray tracing, so
Okay,
Pong
let's
should be
go
possible.
for Street Fighter.
Ray Pong.
Remember back in the days you used to whoop your friend's ass?
Pong.
1-on-1, the true 1-on-1 back then, the true co-op.
Do you remember Blobby Volley? That was like a newer version of Pong, basically.
The what?
Blobby Volley.
I don't.
It's also quite funny. I used to play the LAN parties as well.
Interesting.
Maybe we can try in another live stream. We can play some multiplayer Blobby Volley.
Yeah, why not?
So guys, if you want to have a chance
My man
to win
Ken.
the Capcom Arcade Stadium, go to msi.com/2/insider, or if you're watching on YouTube or Twitch, follow the direct link to Gleam. There you can perform a couple of actions. The more you perform, the bigger chance you will have to win, because we will give away 2 of these codes.
Okay.
Come on, hit him, Ja. You can have him.
Really? Really?
So I assume
That
you're
was
Ken?
depressing. No. Hey. Don't start early. Shoryuken! Shit.
Misfit says people were obsessed with Street Fighter 2 back in the day. Not just back in the day, I think. There are a couple of diehards.
That was warming up, guys. That was warming up. Warming up. Yes, insert coin.
Not running out of the quarters yet?
It's not letting me. Okay.
Misfit says, I remember there would always be crowds around the Street Fighter machines.
Yeah,
sure.
true.
Was very popular indeed.
You know, some people were living there.
Majin says, installing it on my 486 PC with Windows 95 using floppy disk.
Jesus, what's the difficulty of this? Holy crap! I'm getting perfected. Oh, nope. Close enough. Wait. So I got the wrong game speed. Okay, let me do the normal one.
Some real nostalgia in chat right now. Break Twin says, whoa, I spent so much time in this game at the local bar's arcade machine after school.
After school? Dude, I was rocking this during school. Ah. I never really knew what he said. Really? We're gonna spam Hadouken?
When I was in high school, do you remember you had those advanced calculators?
Yeah.
It was actually possible to install Tetris and stuff on them. So during mathematics, I've also been playing a lot of games in high school.
So close. Okay, last fight, guys. Last fight. For the memories. Come on! I call cheating. He can read my every move.
So are you winning this time, Ja?
I hope so! So close, one more hit.
Yet so far.
Okay, apparently, yeah, my memory didn't really serve me right.
Shall we pick our first winner?
Yeah, sure, let's go. I remember I was better at this game than I'm performing right now, but interesting. So, who's the lucky bastard that gets to go back in time?
Our winner for our first code for Capcom Arcade Stadium is Astro3. Congratulations. I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce it correctly, but you won our first code for Capcom Arcade Stadium. Congratulations.
All right, man. You lucky bastard.
And we have another one to give away. So if you haven't participated yet, go to msi.com/2/insider or follow the direct link in Twitch or YouTube chat. Then you can relive memories like Ja is doing right now.
Oh yes, this was my favorite character. I remember this. How do I get off the horse? I mean, I don't remember this part though.
If security wouldn't kick you out tonight, I think you will be playing all night, right?
Yep. Who can blame me? Oh yeah, that's the charge attack. Oh my god. Charge! Hey, fight me.
Oh, Repo Man, are those cheats? Repo Man says Ja. Up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, start.
Wait, what?
Up, up, down, down.
Up, down, down.
Left, right, BA, start.
BA, start. Up, down, down, left, right, BA, start. BA, start. Okay, up, down, down. Okay. Leave me
It
alone.
sounds like one of those old school cheat combinations.
Up, down, down, left, right, BA, start. Up, down, down, left, right, BA, start.
Or maybe it's trolling you.
I remember, yeah. That's sort of how you had to cheat back in the days, yeah. But I think I'm just not doing it properly.
Repo Man says it's the Konami code.
Back in the days when you died with this character and you died again, it was so painful because there's no, save. You die. Gotta start over.
The hard way.
Oh yes.
All over again.
Oh, the mini boss. Let's go.
Come on, Jack, get them. Didn't you see that bomb?
In the chest. I remember you could also get like some special abilities or something, but not seeing it. Got it. Shit. Time flies by, man. I gotta hurry. Okay, guys. I would love to continue playing this, but I'm gonna have to call it quit.
Yeah, otherwise you could continue forever, probably. With
Yeah,
all the games in
look
there.
at this, man. Look at all these titles.
Some real classics.
Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, how do I quit this game again? Screen title. No.
So shall we pick our second winner for one of these games? For the Capcom Arcade Stadium key.
You go for it. Ah, yes.
We already had one winner, but we have 2 keys.
So I hope you get to go back in time, I mean, and enjoy all these gorgeous titles. Too many memories. I gotta take my distance.
We have a winner that I saw in chat a couple of times, and one with the loyalty bonus, Giga RAM. Congratulations!
Huh.
You won the 2nd code for Capcom Arcade Stadium.
Congrats!
Congratulations! We hope you enjoy it.
Yep, definitely. And yeah, remember guys, make sure to keep an eye out on this whole promotion, because we're going to kick it live in like about 10 days. And if you go to our webpage, go to promotions, you'll find all the details regarding how you can participate, and how you can win a gaming monitor and one of the game codes once again, and then also the tailor-made special edition arcade joystick panel. And that thing is huge. It's like this big. So you can really put it on your lap and play like you're in the arcade. So really nice to have. So yeah, make sure to check it out, guys. And now I'm going to demolish the Trident 3. See what it's made of inside. Let's see.
Don't break it, okay?
It's very sturdy, so it's not that easy to break.
Don't ever say that to Eric. That something is not easy to break.
It's like I'm holding a laptop, right? Walking around with a laptop. Not that much difference. But yeah, that's Trident 3. Okay.
Teardown incoming.
Get my screwdriver. So yeah, to open this one up, it's actually really simple.
Giga is very happy with his prize. That's good to see.
Good to hear, man.
We love you too, Giga. Congratulations again.
At the bottom, you just have to gently open this part, like this little panel. And after that, it's smooth sailing. Oh, let me get in position. So it just needs a little gentle click, and then you can take this off. So here where the airflow is present, of course being protected by the mesh for dust gathering. This is the bottom. And once you have opened the bottom, change the view. There are a few screws that you have to take care of. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. Need to put them away neatly so I don't end up looking for them afterwards.
Don't lose the screws, yeah. Don't do it.
No. It's very, very tempting, but I shall do my best. All right. Last one. Didn't get it. There we go. So now we have got everything. Oh, my back.
Getting old, yeah?
Yeah.
Sounds like you're in your 30s. Oh, wait.
That's how it works, unfortunately. Okay, and now you have to open this side up. And if let me see, I gotta slide it open, so you just have to apply a little bit force. So when you hold on to it, this little ledge right here with your fingers, just put it a little bit towards you, and voila. So if I remove this slowly, you see here's the GPU, and this is where it will breathe, and also where the dust will be gathered. And the inside, so like I said, very sturdy because this is all metal. So the outside is a very nice, nicely finished metal, brushed metal-ish look. So this one is like hard plastic, but the inside, it's paired with a very hard protective layer, which is made of metal. Okay, let me put this here. So let me change the view so I don't break my back. Okay. Let's start with up here. We have our Wi-Fi module, and here we have our customized or custom-made CPU cooling. Take this off in just a moment. And here we have two UDIMM RAM slots. Both are filled right now, but this one goes all the way up to 64 gigabytes. And then if we go down, these two are still being separated by this little latch here, so the warmth will be evenly distributed for the CPU's chamber and also for the GPU's chamber. This is the silent store cooling, of course. And here we have the Aero GTX 1660. So remember, the Trident 3 will come with, so this is the starting configuration, which is the entry model, 1660 Super, but it goes to 3060 Aero ITX, and it's basically the same size. So the chassis doesn't change. So if you need a higher setup, just go for the i5 or the i7 version with the 3060 Aero ITX. So as you can see here, not much room left, and really every little space here is being utilized.
You don't need more room, it fits.
Nope, exactly. Even fits a 3060. So you're set if you prefer this kind of sizes. To wait, where's my banana?
The banana for scale.
Again, if you missed this, here is the banana for scale. Look at this.
So the graphics card is one banana. Even less.
Look at this. My hand is bigger. But yeah, here is the GPU, here's the CPU, and okay, let me put this down so I can unscrew the, well actually let me show you where it is. So in order to take off the other side, you need to first of all, here's a little sneaky screw that you need to take out, because the customized ITX motherboard is even being cut out here. So you can take this one off.
The hidden screw.
That's one, and here we have number two. Here we have number three. And then all you have to do is like put a little force to the right side and it comes loose. Now gotta make sure to disconnect this little connector right here. So for the other side, the back side, same case, metal protection layer on the inside with a mesh cutout here for the it's for the hard drive. So how does the other side look like? Voila. Not much going on here, except for this is where you have to be. If you want to because right now there's already a 2.5-inch SSD installed, pre-installed. So if you want to exchange this, you have to open this backside, and this is also where the M.2 SSD is being placed with a very thick cooling pad. Very squeezy. So as you can see, even the backside is being fully utilized in order to make this as small as possible. Now, let me come back here and try to loosen up the CPU cooler so you can see how this one looks like. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws you have to take care of for now. The screw count is really building up. I've already gathered 10 screws. And I bet you $20 that when I reassemble this, a few ones going to be left out, and I'm going to be scratching my head thinking, okay, which ones did I forget to screw back? That's always the hard part. We have this many. Okay, so the CPU fan comes off. So obviously this is like a blower type of fan, right? Let me show you.
So that will exhaust the hot air directly out of the case.
Yes, and this is also where the heatsink. Well, the heatsink is being cooled via this blowout area. So the cool air will come out of here, which will then in turn cool off the heatsink, because the heatsink is right here. Quite a big one. And underneath there is, okay, let me change back the view here. So this is how it's placed, and once you unscrew the CPU fan, the blower type, which blows cool air against the fan fins here, I mean the cooler fans, this is how it looks like underneath. Here we have the header, the block. Underneath right there is the CPU, of course.
Owen says, do I understand correctly that the Trident X uses standard parts while the Trident 3 does not? That is correct. Mostly, well, the Trident X uses fully standard parts, so SFX power supply, regular ITX motherboard, and a regular graphics card. Here, this is also still a regular, it is an ITX model, but still a regular graphics card, so you can separately buy this Aero ITX graphics card, for example. But the motherboard is a custom design, and that's because you, for example, need the PCI Express connector differently, you need the M.2 slot differently. Like, for example, when, Jack, can you show the rear?
Yeah.
Because of the position of the M.2 SSD, the M.2 slot is also in a different location than where you would usually find it on a motherboard. So this is all custom made to be as small as possible. So the graphics card you can actually swap with another Aero ITX card. That's also why it, for example, you can get a configuration with a 3060, for example. So that's the standard part, but the motherboard is fully custom.
Okay, let me put this ones back in for now.
Simulate says tight fit. Yeah, for sure. We try to make the fit as tight as possible to have it as small as possible.
Yes, but without sacrificing performance.
True.
Okay, the last two ones.
No lost screws?
They're all good. What else did you expect? So, and then coming back to this part, so the GPU is actually really simple. If you want to replace the GPU, I mean, all you gotta do is, it's quite the normal procedure. Unscrew this little latch here, and then there's an extra, how do you call this, like little bracket that keeps the GPU in place. 2 more screws, and then after this one you just have to take it out, and that's it. So normally you will have the power supply delivering, you know, of course, power to your motherboard and to your GPU via the cable that comes straight out of PSU, right? But here the power gets distributed through the motherboard. And especially since this is such an energy efficient graphics card, this is quite easy to achieve. But the setup is going to look quite weird if you're new to this, because like I said earlier, there is no power supply in this. It comes with a power adapter. So the power needs to be distributed this way. So the GPU is directly connected to the motherboard when it comes to power delivery.
So basically the motherboard is forwarding the power from the external brick.
Yep. And then you just have to disconnect the cable here, and voila, you have exchanged your GPU. It's really that simple.
Shredder X says no PSU. Well, there is a PSU, but not inside the case.
Yeah, and that's well, how we kind of made use of every possible space that's available here, creating this world's tiniest gaming desktop with this kind of power. Yeah, so that's the Trident 3, and if you have questions regarding this configuration-wise, or you know, anything that maybe wasn't clear, let me know. In the meantime, I'm just going to put it back together. Now I still remember how. Whoop.
He actually still has the screws.
Of course I do.
Mark says
All
max
here.
power adapter. Is the power adapter the same for all configurations, John?
Sorry?
Is the power adapter the same for all configurations?
No, it starts with 230 and it goes to 330. So you have 2 options. So with yeah, you have the option 230 watt or 330 watt. But it's the same power brick.
Yeah, so for example, if you're going for the higher end configuration with the Core i7 and the 3060, then you will get the 330 watt power supply.
Yeah. Okay, that one is latched on. Now I just shuffle this in there. And now the screws. And it's like nothing happened to the Trident 3. Well, I do hope it still works after this. It should, but
it should. That sounds dangerous.
It should. But if the MSI Insider livestream has taught us anything, sometimes with hardware disassembly and assembly, anything is possible afterwards. Okay, the last 2 screws.
Mark is asking max power that can be safely delivered through the motherboard. It's a 6-pin PCI Express power connector, so 75 watts, and an additional 75 watts from the PCI Express slot. So up to 150 watts of power.
Voila. once again, if you missed it, this is the power brick.
And is it still working? The moment of truth.
Of course it works. There we go, RGB on. Okay guys, your last chances. If you have any more questions or statements, make them or ask them now while we are still at it. And in the meantime, we hope you enjoyed the live stream and got to know our newest gaming desktops. And next week we're going to talk about FSR. So AMD's Fidelity FX Super Resolution. They are finally out there in the world, and it's like right now the hot buzz, right? And next week we're going to, I believe put together a PC even, and then test out AMD graphics card with FSR. So yeah, a lot of interesting stuff happening next week, all live benchmarking, all the goodies. So really make sure you also check it out next week. And of course, don't miss out on the giveaway neither, right?
I have a last winner for today,
yes.
Ja.
Tell me.
Congratulations, Horace. You also won a $20 Steam Wallet code. Keep an eye out on your mailbox so we can email it to you in the coming days.
Indeed, indeed.
For now, thank you all for watching.
Yeah.
Next week, same place, same time, new live stream, new giveaway. So make sure to be there. And
stay safe.
Stay
and
safe.
Thanks for watching,
See you
guys.
then. Goodbye.
Cheerio.